Hi. It's been a while. Sorry about that. Every week I say, oh, this is going to be the week I'm going to get it together. I'm going to make 2 videos a week. I'm going to really start being there for the YouTube people. But then, I don't know, life makes that a little difficult. I just got back on the road, after my transmission crisis. And the first day out, I lost my wallet. And, that's not, well, it's a crisis, but it's not the hugest crisis. It's not like that's never happened to me before, but it's never happened to me before on the road. And that turned out to be very time consuming. So today I'm going to tell you what happened and tell you how it got fixed so that, that's never going to happen to you, right? But just in case it ever does, I'm going to tell you about it so that you can learn from my mistakes. Because that is why I make them.
Maximalist Minibus with Mary and Captain and you. Get on the bus!
So first off, on my first day driving Max 2.0, or Remax as my friend Bob calls him, I'm in Payson, Arizona, and I didn't really plan to, I planned to stop and just get fuel, but I figured, hey, I have plenty of time. The sun is setting, this casino parking lot looks inviting, so I went to sleep. And then the next day was Easter Sunday. That's when I posted that last video that you saw. And then I got ready to go. So I put Max into drive mode. I did my idiot check and I couldn't find my wallet. So I tore the bus up, just tore it up. Then I went back to the gas station in front of the casino, which was the last place I knew I had it, but nobody had turned it in. And I hadn't even gone inside the casino, but I went in there anyway. I checked their lost and found. No one had turned in a wallet. I even talked to the police, and this is Sunday night, so I knew, I've got 3,000 miles to go almost. I've got very little cash. I have no cards. I have no ID. Nothing's going to get solved, though, so I go to sleep. And then Monday morning, I called my bank, Live Oak Bank, and they said that they could send me a new card to any address that I want in 10 business days. The only other thing they could offer was to wire me some money or send it through Western Union. And I remember years ago, you could pick up Western Union with a secret code, but today you can't. You have to have a valid government-issued ID to pick up any kind of wire transfer that I could find, MoneyGram, Western Union, or straight wire to a bank. And of course, my valid government-issued ID, my driver's license, was in my wallet. My bank, the one that has literally all my money, is full of, unfortunately, and sorry for the inconvenience, but they couldn't help me at all. Luckily, I had a small account in another bank, North One Bank, and they said they could get me a new card in only 2 to 4 days. So that's better, right? Unfortunately, there's that word again. They could only send it to me at either my home address on file, which I'm not going to be anywhere near there for 3 more weeks, or they can send it anyplace else that I want if I can provide a copy of a lease or a utility bill showing that I live there. Sorry for the inconvenience. I just didn't think the UPS store was going to sign the building over to me. But thanks to a very smart customer service rep, whose name, coincidentally, was Kat, just like our friend Kat. She told me that North One Bank gives you a virtual card number along with your regular card number, and she suggested that I attach the virtual card to Apple Pay. And that way I could use Tap to Pay to get across the country. I had never used Tap to Pay. I had never set up a digital wallet or anything like that, but it just seemed like it was my only option, so I did it. So with the virtual debit card number attached to Apple Wallet on my iPhone 11, I had my money access back. I was back on the road again. I could buy fuel and all that stuff. And I was so happy that North One had actually helped me that I closed my Live Oak Bank account, which I had a ton of problems with anyway. I'll do a video sometime on choosing a Nomad bank where you can learn from that mistake. I moved all the money out of that and into North One. No, I have some issues with them too, mainly that they're not part of a nationwide free ATM network, and they also have a monthly service charge, and I don't really like either of those things. But hey, they solved this problem for me, so I figured of the two, they're the better choice. So there I am. I'm tapping to pay at every stop. I'm getting fuel. I'm buying food, and I was thinking, wow, this is so great. It's the greatest thing in the world. I might never use a physical card again. Until, yeah, you knew there would be an until, right? Okay, until the debit card stopped working. The virtual debit card started getting declined everywhere. The first few times, like the first couple of days, North One kept insisting it was the vendor, and I was blowing through the tiny amount of cash that I had, but then it kept happening over and over, and they finally got it that something was actually wrong. Of course, that happened on Friday night, so even though North One has 7-day-a-week customer service chat, the tech people don't come in on the weekends, so I was stuck till Monday. I called Apple to see if Apple Pay might be the problem, but of course they're like, well, we don't decline charges. Apple Pay doesn't do that. Only your bank does that. We're just the wallet. I also tried to use the North One card at Walmart, where you can't use Apple Pay. You have to use their app, which is called, of course, Walmart Pay, and it was declined there too. So yeah, it couldn't be my Apple Pay account, because if it was, it would have worked at Walmart. So at this point, I'm freaking out, right? I'm afraid to drive much further because I won't be able to buy any more fuel. I'm almost completely out of cash, and I'm harassing customer service till they close at 9 o'clock, even though I know they can't help me till Monday. And then after they close, I'm going down this rabbit hole. I'm looking at Trustpilot reviews for North One Bank, which, to be fair, I think I probably should have done that before I signed up. But as I'm looking at that, that's where I saw complaints from people whose business accounts, that's what mine is, it's a small business account, people whose business accounts got blocked suddenly for review, and then they were eventually closed by the bank after a long hold on their money. So I was convinced that's what was happening to me. As soon as customer service opened again in the morning, I was back at them, just hammering them, acting like a total Karen. I mean, I don't usually use that term because all the Karens I know are nice, but I wasn't nice. I was the customer from hell. I want answers. I want my money. I mean, I don't think you can really blame me, because it's a pretty scary situation, to have nothing and be stuck in the middle of America. So Monday finally comes, and it turns out that the tech people say the decline code the bank is getting is that my address is wrong. But it's not wrong. They can't figure out why this is happening. Nobody can figure it out. We check it and check it. It's not wrong. So then we found a workaround, because my brother turned me onto the Apple Cash Card, and he put a little bit of money on it, and that worked. So I could get moving again. I wired him some funds, because I can still wire funds. I just can't do anything in person. And the idea is that when it clears his bank, he's going to send that money back to me on my Apple Cash Card, and that's how I'm going to get across America while waiting for the bank problem to resolve. This is the perfect solution. Apple Cash Card to the rescue. So I was buying fuel again and food again in no time, until there's another until the Apple Pay card stopped working too. I had maybe $20 cash, still 2,000 miles from Boston. It's too far to go back to Arizona to the people I know there who could help me. I'm in Kansas. Yeah, Dorothy and Toto, Kansas, and nothing was working. Nothing. No debit card, no Apple Cash Card, nothing. I mean, how could this even be happening? It's almost like I have two parallel problems, right? Because the cash card is not connected to North One Bank at all, and the North card doesn't even work at Walmart. So it seems like I'm having two simultaneous problems with North One and Apple. That does not seem likely, but with my luck, lately, anything's possible. Apple says they're not even getting a decline code, so they can't troubleshoot anything because they're not seeing my transactions at all, unfortunately. The Apple reps are baffled, and when Apple reps are baffled, they start having you mess with your device. They can't find anything wrong with the account, so they do the usual update your phone, reset your phone, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, why are they focusing on the phone? It has to be the account itself, but I do each thing they ask me to do, and each time I have to hang up to perform the task, then call back when it doesn't work. Sorry for the inconvenience. I talked to 3 different reps, and then a 4th rep hangs up on me, which turns out to be a great thing, because when I called back, I got this amazing woman. She somehow managed to calm me down, which was not easy at this point. She got me to breathe. Then she calmly asked, "Do you have any other Apple devices?" Well, yeah, I have an iPhone 8 as well as this iPhone 11. I kept the 8 when I upgraded because they shoot very different kinds of videos. So she suggests that I put the Apple Wallet on the iPhone 8 and try again. And I'm like beyond skeptical. It sounds absurd to me that my iPhone 11 would be declining my transactions, but I do it because there's nothing else left to do, and it works. The Apple Cash Card works fine on the iPhone 8, and the North One debit card also works. The Apple Cash Card works, the debit card works, and then I go to Walmart, and that's the perfect test because the only thing that transaction has in common is the phone, so it works. So this overpriced, Fisher-Price toy called the iPhone 11, this is the problem. it has been declining my charges. Now that I'm using it on the iPhone 8, which I can't show you because I'm shooting with it, now everything's working fine, although I'm knocking on wood while I say that because, oh, that was just me, buddy. No, Captain, it's okay. It was just me. I'm knocking on wood. But anyway, I just don't want to jinx it. I wish I knew the name of the woman at Apple because she was great. And then she tells me that Mercury is in retrograde, which is not something I would have put stock in before. But now, of course it is. So I apologize to the people at North One Bank. I got back to tapping my way across America. And the lesson is do this now. Set up a digital wallet now. Put all your debit cards on it. Arrange to get virtual cards if you can. And test it out. And if it doesn't work, check the phone. The other lesson is Maximalist Minibus subscribers are 50% less likely to lose their wallets. Okay, that's not a real statistic. I just made that up, but the button's right there. Test it out. Weirder things have happened, right?
Get on the bus!